Hey guys, and welcome to my quest guide for the 2022 mini quest Eye of Het Part 2. If you haven't done Part 1, I'll put the link in the description. To start the quest, you will need to have completed Eye of Het Part 1 and City of Senliten. There are no skills required, no items required, but I will suggest bringing a Ring of Dueling and the Pontifex Shadow Ring for faster teleports. And there are no enemies to defeat, but you will be running around inside the City of Senliten, so bring food and armour if you are low level. So we're going to start the quest outside Het's Oasis, where the jewel arena used to be. Go ahead and speak to Accusation. Go through his chat and choose Accept Quest. Keep going through all his chat. And when you're finished talking to him, we're going to head northeast. So head back around the tent where Accusation is, follow the planks, and then head north above the pool. Follow the wall along the northern side. There will be a few skips in the video where I was speaking to other people that wasn't necessary, but if you just follow along the northern wall, you will see a bank chest on the minimap. If you go up to that area, there is a stranger wandering around. Go ahead and speak to them. And just go through all the chat. So once you've finished all the chat with the two voices, you'll need to find clues. So just in that tent with the red roof on, outside where the bank is, there is a chest you can search. You'll get a piece of paper in your inventory. Go ahead and click on that and read it. And go through the chat with the voices once again. So next thing we need to do is to find Azzanadra. So if you've not got a Pontifex Shadow Ring on you, you can get it out the bank while you're right next to one. If you don't have one made yet, you can go to the archaeology dig site and run directly north from the teleport spot and enter the city of Senliten that way. Once you're in the city, we need to find Azzanadra, who is to the south. So you'll need to run all the way down to the south. So if you're a low level, you might need a bit of food here, but as long as you've got armour on, if you're getting attacked, it shouldn't be too difficult. Just run straight past them and go through the barrier. So pass through the barrier and then go down the steps, and Azzanadra will be stood down at the bottom. Go through the chat with Azzanadra. You're going to choose option 1, talk about the jewel arena. And then option 2, no, it can't be. When you're finished going through the chat, we're going to head back up to the centre, to the main citadel. So just head back through the barrier to the north and head back up to the centre. You can also teleport back up there with the ring if you remember to do that, but it doesn't take long just to run back up. Once you get back to the citadel, you need to speak to the gods in the centre. So go ahead and speak to Trindine, who's on the southern side, should be closest when you get in there, and go through his chat. Choose option 3, talk about the duel arena. This will be the same option for all 4 of them. Next, go ahead and speak to Armadil on the eastern side. Again, go through the chat and choose option 3 to talk about the duel arena. Once you're finished with Armadil, go ahead and speak to Zamorak, who's on the north side. Go through the chat. Option 3, talk about the duel arena. And then finally, on the western side, speak to Seren. Same again, option 3, talk about the duel arena. When you've finished going through the chat, there'll be a little bit of a cutscene and Trindine will show up at the northern doorway. Head up to the doorway and speak to her. And she will disappear and it'll tell you she went west. So head west out of the cathedral. So in the centre of the steps, you'll see Nex stood there, and Trindine is just north of Nex. Go ahead and speak to her and she'll disappear and head south. So same again, we're going to head south out of the cathedral. So run back up the steps and out the southern exit. She'll be just outside the exit, just north of Hellware. Speak to her and she will head east, back into the citadel and out the eastern exit. So run, she's a little bit further on this one, so run all the way down the bridge. And she'll be just at the entrance over here where the steps go up. Speak to her and she will head north. And this one was a little bit more difficult to find, but if you go back into the citadel and head north, so if you head down the steps and to the bank in the northeast of the steps, you can see a yellow dot just in the northeastern corner of the room where the bank is. So if you click on the minimap where the dot is, you'll be able to find your way around quite easily. So go through the chat. Now, because it was on release, I had to read through the chat, so I'll try and fast forward it a little bit to keep up with just holding the spacebar. But once you've finished going through the chat, then you should end up back in the citadel. So choose option 1, yes. That will take you back to the citadel. And go ahead and speak to Azzanadra, who is right next to where you stood. There'll be a big conversation between all the gods and yourself, obviously, and they will ask you who you want to accuse. So the accusation doesn't mean anything. You can choose whoever you want. I accused Armadillo because Cree still refused to give me a pet. So once you've chose your accusation, there'll be a lot more chatting. General Khazard will show up with the artifact. And you'll find out, of course, it was Zamrak. Keep going through the chat. Again, I was reading this because it was on release, so I'll try and speed it up to keep up with holding the spacebar. Once the cutscene is over, you'll be back in the centre, so go ahead and teleport back to Het's Oasis. You can either use a Ring of Dueling if you brought one, if not, just use the Alcarid Lodestone. So once we get back to Het's Oasis, if you went to the Lodestone, just run north. Once you get back there, just speak to Ichlorine once again and go through all of the chat. And then once that is over, you will receive the Eye of Het relic and quest complete. You will also get a medium lamp, and that is both parts of the quest done. So, well done.